Hey everyone, you're watching Sidestep Adventures. It's Robert, and today we are at Kalamoki Mounds State Park here in Georgia, and this is probably going to be a series of videos. I know there's going to be two here. Right now we are at one of the mounds. Now this mound was excavated in 1952, and it is believed to have been a ceremonial mound. There was a platform inside the mound made of like white sand, and pretty interesting to see this. Now this is just a smaller mound here. And while this mound was thought to be a ceremonial mound, there's actually a mound across the street that I'm unfortunately unable to show you today because it's in the visitor center and it's closed, and it was actually a burial mound, and they have it partially excavated. I don't know if maybe you can see the burials that are in there or not. I don't know how it is because I haven't seen it because the visitors center is closed, but it was thought that this ceremonial mound had something to do with the burials in the other mound that is across the street, exposed inside of the visitor center or museum. But I tell you what, this is a really interesting park, and I definitely recommend, if it's worth the drive, if you're in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, anywhere near here, it's definitely worth the drive to come out here and check it out and see some of Georgia's ancient history. Now there's another mound out here that's pretty neat that we're going to look at. I'll just let you guys walk with me across the field before we take a look at it. As you can see, all the farmland out here in rural Georgia, all the beautiful farmland. And it is summertime here in Georgia, of course, but it's not too warm today. It's a very nice day. So this is Mound G. This is the Mercier family cemetery. Here you see 8 graves of the Mercier family, original owners of this property. The graves are located on a small rise, a preferred location for late 18th and early 19th century cemeteries. While the rise may be natural, an account that predates the cemetery identifies the mound as a bastion, part of a fortification that was connected to a semicircular wall or enclosure that stood south of the mound. An 1884 account also reports the mound near an enclosure identified as a breastwork, a quickly built, low-walled fortification. No archaeological excavations have taken place on Mound G, and it is unknown whether the Mercier family found prehistoric artifacts when they dug the graves. Therefore, it is hard to tell whether this is truly a mound or how old it is compared to the other mounds here at Kalamoki. And it's pretty cool. We've got pictures of the family buried here. So Augustus Mercier and Francis Mercier. So let's go take a look at these graves. So I would imagine that this probably is a Native American mound. I assumed it was, since it was listed as another mound out here. But like the sign said, I guess it could be natural, but more than likely, since you've got the other mounds like the one we just came from over there, and of course the 2 big ones out that way, it's probably was a Native American mound. And it's interesting that the family buried on top of that too. It's history on top of history now. And this is an unmarked grave there. Here we have Sarah H., who is a wife of G.W. Mercier, who was born November 15th, 1805, and departed this life November 25th, 1848, aged 43 years and 10 days. There's no further inscription on that grave. This one is unmarked. Alright, so here we have Lucretia, Cordy, and GW and S.A. Mercier, born October 4th, 1841, and departed this life December 3rd, 1845, aged 4 years, 1 month, and 19 days. It must be the daughter of GW and S.A. Mercier. There must be a piece missing or something right here that would have said that. You can see where it's been repaired in the past. Over here we have Lucian B., son of GW and S.A. Mercier, born November 2nd, 1839, and departed this life May 30th, 1860, aged 20 years, 6 months, and 28 days. And over here is Augustus J. Mercier, born October 18th, 1837, and died March 28th, 1892. He died as he lived, a pure and upright man. And it's interesting that we actually got to see a picture of him on that historic marker over there. That's not too often we get to see that. Now this is an unmarked grave, save for a footstone, and all we can make out is JM because the first part is broken there. And another grave, probably of an infant or child from the size of it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing the mound over there and then the cemetery on top of a mound back there. I think that's pretty interesting when you think about it, that if that cemetery wasn't in a state park today, it more than likely would have just been lost in the woods like all the other old cemeteries that we see. So it's pretty neat to think about. And also, if that is actually a Native American mound that they're buried on, as opposed to just a natural formation, I think it probably is. And of course, this is just my opinion. I'm not an archaeologist or expert on these things, but judging from all the other mounds that are out here, I think that probably was a Native American mound as well, and that family buried on top of it. And it's pretty interesting, all the layers of history that are in this park here. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know it's a pretty quick one, but we got to get back on the road and check out some more of these mounds out here. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.